What's up, everybody? Robin Phillips here, and welcome back to the channel. So it's January resolution time, right? Every year we make these bold promises to ourselves, and realistically, most people fail. So let's dive into the hard truth and how this year you can be successful and win in 2024. Stick around. So the statistics are brutal. Only about 8 to 10% of people stick to their New Year's resolutions, and the rest fall short. So Ed Milet has this quote, I freaking love it. Okay, he says, "We will never achieve more than we believe we are worthy of or capable of achieving." All right, so let's break this down and make it so super simple, because I believe that achieving every single thing we want in our life is so easy, and we make it so complicated, and we make it so big, and we set these giant goals every single year, and we're like, oh, these are my New Year's resolutions. Like, how many of you had New Year's resolutions last New Year's Eve and you literally don't even remember what they were? Not only did you not write them down, well, maybe you did write them down, but you can't even find them, much less do you even know what they are. So we are not going to repeat that this year. We're going to do something totally different. So stick around to the end and just go on this journey with me, because this is something I'm really passionate about, something I really believe in. So just stick around. So I'm going to start with the worthy piece. Believing that you are worthy of something seems so natural. It's like, oh, of course I believe I'm worthy of that. Yet I'm going to define this super clearly. Can you visualize yourself as that new person? And I mean with all 5 senses. Where are you? What are you wearing? Are you driving? What room are you in? Who are you hanging out with? What are those people saying about you? What are you saying to those people? What does this version of you, once you have achieved this intention, what does that version of you really look like? What does it feel like? What are the feelings that you're having with the people around you? Who are the relationships that you are in, or the people that you're in relationship with? You see, when you truly believe that you are worthy of something, you can put yourself in that place in your mind. Visualization, meditation, all of that is so key to getting your subconscious to truly believe that you are worthy of having this thing. And I want to define this just a little bit more. So let's say your goal is to be in an incredible romantic relationship next year, right? And you've had disastrous relationships from whenever to now, right? And it's really hard to believe that that is ever going to happen, that you are worthy of having this incredible relationship, right? And this visualization can make all the difference. Let's say your business has had a really bad year, maybe a really bad couple of years. Maybe COVID has just made business super challenging, and you're like, I don't even believe that this business is worthy of succeeding in the current market, right? This visualization will make the difference. So it doesn't matter what your intention is. It's about taking all 5 senses and building a picture of what your life is going to look like once you have achieved this intention. So the next step is convincing ourselves that we are capable of achieving all of this, right? So if you're anything like me and you make like giant moonshot goals every single year, right, that are absolutely just freakishly large, and the possibility of achieving them is so small and absolutely remote, you know, I'm not going to feel bad about it, right? I'm totally okay with that. So if you're like me and you do that, you're in good company, and you can still achieve what you want to achieve. And this is how. Step 1, you're going to create extremely small, incremental steps towards that goal. Let me tell you one of mine. So I decided that I was going to exercise 5 days a week. Okay, this was a big deal for me, right? So first of all, taking the time to exercise was a big deal. Knowing where to exercise, how to exercise, like all of this seemed very overwhelming, right? So here's what I did. First thing I did is I said, okay, I'm gonna walk every single day. Sure, I'm gonna take a walk, right? I'm gonna listen to some inspirational podcasts, right? Started with Ed Milet, love him. And I said, okay, my first incremental step is to leave the house. And if I leave the house, it's a win, right? So if I walk out the door and I walk back in, I can tick the box. I did it, right? That was an exercise, walked out, walked in, right? Did that. Once I got that down, then I was like, okay, if I get to the bottom of the steps and I come back in, I'm good, right? Then I did 5 minutes out, 5 minutes back, 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back, 20 minutes out, 20 minutes back. So I built in a routine, little tiny steps at a time. And here's what's magical about that, right? Is that I was able to achieve it. The bar was low enough that I was doing it. I was capable of achieving it. And every single time I was convincing my subconscious that I was capable of achieving the intention that I set for the day. Okay, so here is part 2 of convincing yourself that you are capable of achieving it. So you have to keep the promises you make to yourself. Meaning, if you say you're gonna walk 5 days a week, you walk 5 days a week. And every single time you do that, every single time you choose yourself first, you are convincing yourself that you are capable of doing it again and again and again, and choosing to do what you said you were going to do. And I love this analogy. So if you told your child you were gonna pick them up from school, would you pick them up? Or would you say, oh, man, I got tired, and I was too busy, and a client called, or my mom called, or what? No, you would be there. You would be there every single time because you are a great parent, and you would show up to pick up your kid. Show up for yourself. Keep the promises you make to yourself and do what you say you're going to do, and you're going to slowly convince yourself that you're capable of doing that. And what does that do? That creates momentum, right? We call it the big mo. And once you have that momentum and you are convincing yourself on a daily basis that it's going to happen, believe me, it will happen. See, I think Milet nailed it when he said life is in the inches, right? The difference between the person that you want to be and the person that you are now is literally just a couple of small habits repeated over time. You are not in competition with others. It doesn't matter how you stack up on social media. You are in competition with your former self. My 51-year-old self is in competition with my 50-year-old self, and I deserve at 51 to have my dream body. I deserve to be financially free, and I'm gonna leave you with this. If you're gonna go another 365 days, if you're gonna live another year, what is the point of living if you're not a different person a year from now than you are today? Because you see, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? And this holiday season, do something different. Stick to your routine. Don't drink too much. Stick to your nutrition. Wake up when you're supposed to wake up. Go to bed when you're supposed to go to bed. Make this year different from last year, 1 inch at a time, 1 habit at a time, so that you can convince yourself that you can do it and you're capable of it. Keep visualizing to make sure you remember that you're worthy of it. And I'll see you in December 2024 for the biggest celebration of the year. See you on my next video.